welcome back inside our studio. Moments away from kickoff between the U.S. and Haiti. The U.S. needs only a draw, and they will move on to Friday's semifinal up in Philadelphia. A lot of adjustments to the starting 11. Some of the vets back on the field. What kind of start do you expect tonight from the States?
I mean, it has to be a quick one. You know, according to Carli Lloyd, she said they're going to go after them in the first 10 minutes, looking for those long diagonal balls, try to get in behind them and create some havoc and some scoring chances.
For me, it's a 90-minute performance. It's taken a while for the U.S. to come out, and after that first half, they finally look like themselves. They need to have a 90-minute performance at the same tempo and quality in the attacking third as they have before. This is an opportunity for them to clean things up and to get other people some minutes and earn a starting 11 position.
Waldo, if you're one of the world powers out there, your Germanys and your Japans, and you're watching the U.S. through the first 2 games of this qualification.
I'm glad you said that.
What are you saying to yourself right now?
They're vulnerable. Yeah. And there's something about this team that you're watching them and you're like, hey, this is great. The U.S. haven't figured out who they are. They haven't played to what we're usually expecting to. I think today, I know it's Haiti, and I know that sounds ruthless, and we just saw that very heartwarming story. They got to come out, and they're going to take no prisoners. They got to win.
From the get-go.
But they only need a tie. They only need a tie, and they'll move on. But I understand your point.
It's about when you rank #1, you want to stay #1.
Yes,
that's it.
And you need to do it with emphasis.
That's correct.
As well. We'll see you next at halftime to discuss the first half. But for now, let's get it out to RFK Stadium. The 2 gentlemen who called the game for you, John Strong, and the man who last led the U.S. women to a World Cup title, Tony DeCicco. Guys.
Thank you, Rob, and hi, everyone. Tony, what do you thought from the U.S. these first 2 games?
Well, John, they played 2 games. They have 6 points, but they have played uninspired attacking soccer. They've left a lot of questions out there. Only 1 good half. That was the second half against Guatemala. They need to get on the board early. They need to own the flanks today.
Well, as you were hearing, Haiti does have a scenario where they could win the game and go through. Short of that, we spent some time with this Haiti team and their coach last night. What are their objectives in this game?
Well, they feel they've already got something from this tournament. They've got tremendous support back from Haiti. People all over our country have enjoyed watching them play. They've been inspiring, but they've also said they're not nervous. They're not afraid to play the USA. They want to test themselves against the best team in the world.
Well, certainly it is one of the best attacks in the world. The question is always for Jill Ellis, who's she going to put up front on the attack? For more on that, we go downstairs to the field. The 3rd member of our broadcast team here at RFK is Jenny Taft. Jenny?
Well, tonight we will see the 3rd variation of the attacking trio in 3 games. Tobin Heath, Christen Press, and Abby Wambach get that start up front. And from the very beginning of this tournament, head coach Jill Ellis has told us she's extremely confident in the depth on attack. And yes, with Alex Morgan out, there is a little bit of uncertainty on who will step up front. And tonight, those 3 have a chance to prove why they deserve to start for the remainder of the tournament.
Well, Tony, we were talking yesterday at U.S. practice. You've been impressed with Tobin Heath, in particular, and starting to really get some production behind her quality.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, Tobin was a really impressive player on the ball, but didn't get enough done, meaning create goals with assists and goals. That's changed, and she's playing the best soccer of her life right now. So, you know, there's so many attacking personalities the U.S. can throw out there. Jill Ellis just needs to find the right combination.
You hear the roar of the U.S. and Haiti being welcomed out here at RFK Stadium in our nation's capital. Fourth meeting between the United States and Haiti about to come underway as we take a look at the U.S. lineup for this game, and a handful of changes, 5 of them for Jill Ellis, and she talked to us yesterday, not just rotating bodies, but investing in some other players, Tony.
Yes, she wants to invest in players. Obviously, Ashlyn Harris starting in goal is an investment. You never know when you need a backup goalkeeper. Experience is critical. And I like to start with Kelly O'Hara on the flank, because Kelly O'Hara is an attacking player that's learned to play defense. She's going to be very comfortable getting in on the flanks. And as I said earlier, the USA needs to own the flanks tonight.
And the U.S., of course, more so than Haiti, have a better opportunity to rotate quality players through just one change for the Haitian lineup set up by Coach Shek Borowski.
Yes, the Haitian team is not deep, not like the USA. They have some good players. What they lack is a real goal scorer, and that's a problem because they're not going to get a lot of goal-scoring opportunities. And if they're going to go through in this tournament, they need to get a result against the USA.
The one goal they did score was the player wide to the right, number 9, Lindsay Zulo, one of 5 Americans that are on this Haiti roster through one way or another, connecting with the nation of their heritage and playing for Haiti in this match almost surreally against the nation of their birth, the United States. As you see the 2 captains, Concacaf Marseille and Christy Rampone, going through the coin toss down below with our referee Quetzali Alvarado of Mexico. She was also a referee at the Under-20 World Cup back in August. The United States know what's at stake. A win or a draw enough to secure their passage to the semifinal round. If Haiti were to win, that's where things get a little bit complicated. Haiti would have to win. They'd have to score 2 goals in doing so. There are scenarios by which the U.S. could be out, but Shek Borowski, the Haiti coach, and we talked to him yesterday, he's talking about how it's a mini World Cup experience for his players, and that's the biggest benefit than anything else.
Right, they want to take something from this. He knows that they have to be very tight in the back. They've designed the bunker, but it's also going to be a further bunker imposed on them by the USA numbers getting forward. They need to stay in this game and build some confidence. If they give up an early goal, it's going to really hurt them. Obviously, they're not going to be able to come out and play against the USA.
You saw Jill Ellis on the U.S. bench telling us yesterday, teams are more organized than they once were against us. It's frustrating at times, but it's making us better. We just have to be more aggressive as a result as this one is underway. United States in the first choice white, Haiti in blue. Final game of the group stage for both these teams is Carli Lloyd immediately on a giveaway for Wambach, who's in a battle with Borgela, and a free kick for the U.S. right outside the box.
And you don't want to give the USA a free kick here because set pieces, the USA is going to be better on. They're more organized. They have personalities that can strike a free kick directly into goal or on a corner kick or outside of shooting range, get on the end of it. So this is already dangerous.
Geralda Santillas once again in goal for Haiti. It's the player that came on after the red card, saved the penalty in their win over Guatemala on the opening night in Kansas City. Now to be tested by Carli Lloyd. She's got Holiday open in space on that left. Lloyd instead going for a goal and putting it wide. And did just take a touch from Santillas, the goalkeeper, out for a U.S. corner.
In the U.S. with their heading personalities, Wambach, here's that free kick just wide. More experienced goalkeeper would have probably pulled the hand back, let it go for a goal kick. Rapinoe's got the corner. Look for Wambach on the back post.
Jill Ellis told us yesterday our expectation has to be always to score on set pieces. As Rapinoe lofts us in deep to the back post, too tall for Wambach. Tobin Heath on the backside. Now clipped into the box by O'Hara. 3 white shirts on the doorstep, but the flag's up for offside as Carli Lloyd put it in.
Well done by Haiti, John. As that ball went out, they all stepped off their line, condensed the game, and a couple of U.S. players got caught offside. That's good defending.
And a sigh of relief for Haiti. Just getting that away under pressure. Tobin Heath looking long. Rapinoe and Wambach in chase. It's Marseille first to it, and she's able to shepherd it out as she's tackled to the ground for a goal kick.
And Marseille is their leader in the defense. She's their captain, but she also is their most experienced player. Well done with Abby Wambach breathing down her neck.
Jill Ellis yesterday talking with us, taking a very pragmatic approach to the first 2 games, talking about the process they have, happy with the adjustments they're making.
They have a long time before the World Cup, so there'll be a lot of adjustments. But she's indicated that Abby Wambach's playing the number 9, the center forward, and she wants her back post as often as she can.
Holiday starting this as Rapinoe plays wide for O'Hara. O'Hara playing it in from deep. Wambach is up there, headed across by Borgela, and out for another U.S. corner.
So the U.S. not playing as much possession, keeping the ball, moving it around. They're trying to get it in the penalty area early, and they're trying to get it to their most prolific goal scorer, Abby Wambach.
And one of the most prolific provider of assists, Meghan Rapinoe, making sure she has the proper ball to send in on this corner.
The lucky one.
Goal and an assist for her against Guatemala on Friday night. Talked about just remedying the things that frustrated us from that opener against Trinidad and Tobago. It's right on top of the goal line. Santilas did get a touch to it to help it along.
Big touch, because Abby Wambach was all over that ball. And Haiti needs to weather this storm.
Holiday for Heath. Good touch, a second touch as well. Wambach turns, fires, saved and held by Geraldo Santilas.
This is a big save. Nice touch by Heath. Quick turn by Wambach, but Santilas is there, holds it, no rebound.
7 saves for her in the 2 games so far in this tournament, including 5 as they held on for dear life. Down a player for 70 minutes to beat Guatemala. Klingenberg trying to get that back for Ashlyn Harris, who has to scramble out to grab it. Just the 4th appearance for Ashlyn Harris for the United States, the first since a 2-2 draw with France in June. And as you said, Tony, as good as Hope Solo undoubtedly is, you need to have someone you can trust just in case.
Absolutely, and you know, a backup goalkeeper is not a factor until the starter goes down, and then it's really, real important that they're ready to play.
It's like an insurance policy. It doesn't really matter much to you until you need it. Zulo there with the header in the center for Haiti. Hard sliding challenge by Shanna Hudson. Christen Press has it now. Her long ball into the box, too far for anyone.
So you see a different way the U.S. is playing. They're not looking to play short passes, get in players behind. They're looking for Abby Wambach and the back post as early as possible.
Szek Borkowski, the Haiti coach, Polish-born, longtime coach of FC Indiana in WPSL, based in South Bend. That's where most of these Haiti players have played the last 2 summers. 17 of the 20 on this Haiti roster are playing together for FC Indiana and WPSL. They won their division before losing in the playoffs this year to the reserve team of Chicago Red Stars of NWSL. And Borkowski originally was approached to coach this team in 2010 after the devastating earthquake, and in fact, one of the members of the federation who passed away in the earthquake was the head coach of the national team. At the time, Borkowski said, listen, too much for me, I can't quite do it, but after watching them play in the Olympic qualifying tournament in Vancouver 2 years ago, he reached back out and said, yes, I want the chance, and seemed to be, just for someone who has had to deal with a lot, very full of energy and full of excitement of what's happened with his team last couple weeks.
Right, and he's, you know, done the things he could. They're fitter than they've probably ever been, and they compete. And he feels they can compete for 90 minutes. And let's face it, if you're going to have any chance of dealing with the USA, you're going to need to be able to compete for 90 minutes. You can see Holiday in the deep scene playmaking. She's been very, very good with her distribution.
Sherfield just heading that out.
Of course, Lauren Holiday used to be a center forward. Then she was an attacking midfielder. Now she's kind of a number 6 holding midfielder, if you will. I said to her yesterday, I said, what's next, Cheney? Are you going to be a center back?
Sherfield battling with Heath. Borgela gets it He's partially upfield. Kimberly Boulos battling, but loses out to Rampone, who clips it ahead. Rapinoe and Chase. Borgela there first. And this is going to be given as a free kick to the U.S. Rose-Lord Borgela just fouling Rapinoe there, trying to hold her off the ball. And a U.S. free kick in a dangerous position.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a foul. I think if the ball is within playing distance, and let's face it, you know, all over the world, defenders are pretty much allowed to shield that out. But this referee felt maybe that it was a little bit over the top. Rapinoe earned the free kick, and you're right, John, this is very dangerous.
U.S. pressing numbers forward here.
I don't think one player wall is enough here. This ball can be driven hard and low near post, and it can be flicked in by an attacking player or a defender.
Rapinoe will drive it in. It's right to Zulo's head. Heath getting up to knock it down. Ends up back with Klingenberg. Her reset ball. Wambach is there. Punched away by the goalkeeper. Lloyd's follow-up. It's the opening goal for the U.S. 9th minute. 1-0.
And what you're seeing is the game plan to Jill Ellis. Let's flight him back post. And what do you put back there? You put Abby Wambach and Carli Lloyd, 2 great headers. It's not effectively cleared by St. Tillis. And Lloyd is here to pick it up. Half volley, back of the net. USA gets an early, important goal.
Well, exactly what Jill Ellis was hoping for, exactly what Haiti was hoping against. But Carli Lloyd, who scored against Guatemala as well on Friday, now 53 goals in her U.S. career, the most ever by a player, exclusively a midfielder, as opposed to players who go back and forth between midfield and forward.
Well, she's a force when she's on. When Carli Lloyd is on, I think she's unstoppable. But she has periods of her career where she's so impatient, she's trying to find her game, and sometimes she becomes a little bit of a liability.
Samantha Brand there got that cross in for Haiti after winning it back. Press plays into the space for Wambach. Wambach's driven cross, knocked away by Marseille. Brand trying to get it up. Holiday with the pressure. And Holiday forces it away. Heath picks it up. Lloyd holds off the challenge. Rapinoe just had her pocket picked by Borgela. Good pressure by O'Hara to win it back. Lloyd thinking about the shot from distance. Pokes it ahead. Flags up for offside on Rapinoe, which is maybe a good thing for Haiti. That was an interesting challenge by Gerville right after the whistle had gone.
Well, I really like what Kelly O'Hara did there. She came up, won the ball, and you can see that's pretty close to onside, but the assistant referee had a better look at it than I did, called the offside. But I like O'Hara stepping up, being aggressive, winning that ball in the attacking third, and then playmaking from there. What we're seeing, John, is a little bit different formula than the U.S. has used against the bunker in the previous 2 games. Previous 2 games, a lot of short passes, patience in attack, move the ball, change the point. Today, they're playing much quicker. They're looking to get it into the penalty area early, and they're looking to create chances for their headers, such as Lloyd and Wambach.
Winnie Engen there poked the ball away, couldn't keep it. The switch for Zulo, knocked away by Klingenberg. Holiday, and again, the U.S. pressing numbers forward. Haiti trying to trap, and it's just a scramble of bodies there in the attacking half for the U.S. as they try to find a passing option. And this was the fear of Shek Burkowski, the Haiti coach. I don't want to get out of hand. I want it to be respectable, because he said, you know, in a country where the social attitudes towards women playing soccer aren't all that positive, he said, you know, our opening win, the result we had against Trinidad and Tobago, it's changed some attitudes, opened some minds, opened some eyes, and he just doesn't want to have that washed away in a bad loss to the U.S. to finish the tournament.
Right, but and he feels that if they keep competing through the whole 90 minutes, they'll get something from this game.
Klingenberg rolled in for Rapinoe. Hard challenge. But a clean one, says the referee from Shanna Hudson. Good work by Klingenberg to win it back. Now for Lloyd. Poked away from her. And cleared out by Borgela.
Now, Haiti's system was a 4-1-4-1. It looks more like, you know, an 8-2 right now. And that's the, you know, you start with a bunker design, but then, you know, your bunker is further imposed by, in this case, the United States and the number of players that they send forward.
Heath tackled off the ball, holding her right foot as she stays down. Rapinoe crossing in just beyond Press.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Christen Press's name yet this match, and I think that will change. She's such a talent. She's going to be better. She's going to get better before the World Cup.
Well, here she is from Engen's header. Lovely touch to get around Rampone on the outside. Press's cross. Rapinoe rising up for the header, but it's over and out.
And you saw a little bit of Press's flair there because she beats a player on the flank, little chip across. Looks like Wambach's going to get on the end of it. I think she's called off by Rapinoe. Ellis will talk to her after the game about that. But still, another good attack by the USA. They're doing well on the flanks. They're getting balls across, and they're getting on the end of service.
Tony, you were mentioning a minute ago Christen Press, and for more on Christen Press and where she stands in the mind of U.S. coach Jill Ellis, let's go back downstairs to Jenny.
Well, Coach Ellis has been watching Christen Press for a while now. She watched her develop as a player at Stanford when Coach Ellis was coaching at UCLA, and she told us that Press is multi-dimensional. She can run, penetrate with or without the ball, and she's always asking the right questions, making a lot of improvements on this team.
There's Press now playing inside for O'Hara. O'Hara's cross, Rapinoe again. Heath in there as well. It's knocked down. Rapinoe wasn't sure where that ball was. And it's cleared behind for the U.S.'s third corner of the match.
Now, I believe Christen Press right now is getting some minutes that Sydney Leroux is getting before. And both of them are wonderfully talented, young attacking players that I think will be very, very important for the U.S. in the World Cup. And especially now with Alex Morgan sidelined for 6 weeks or whatever it will take for her to be back.
Rapinoe's corner to the back post. That was Wambach. Got a lot behind it, but couldn't keep it down.
Here's that driven corner. You can see Wambach attacking. Pretty well defended there by Haiti, so no free header. And it turns into a goal kick.
Well, she had a goal as well Friday night. 4 goals in 4 games for the U.S. for Abby Wambach since missing about 2 months with a sprained knee right at the end of May. Improving her own all-time world record. It's her cross this time. Headed across by Marseille. Heath attacking, and a good save by Centillas. In fact, the whistle had gone for a foul as Heath came over the back of the defender.
But this is an improvement for Tobin Heath. She's now sees herself as a goal scorer, getting on the end of service or creating the final pass. And although she kind of headed that with her back, it's an improvement and an important quality that she's bringing to her game now.
Christen Press couldn't quite control that bouncing ball. See the Barkowski, the Haiti coach, just kind of calm down a little bit, take a breath.
Well, and we talked about this yesterday in our meeting with him. The ball goes out of bounds. Don't expect Haiti to rush to get it in.
Samantha Brand trying to control that off the chest. Was swept away, though, by Klingenberg. Came all the way across from left back to help out there. Now Tobin Heath. Heath, can she get back to her own touch? Not quite.
But I don't mind that, because when you're trying to break down a defense on the flank, you need to do it a couple ways. One is with individual flair, take on artistry. And the other one is with combination play, so maybe Klingenberg overlaps or something, they get in behind, and they can look to serve back post and find one of their heading personalities.
Santillas, the goalkeeper, was actually one of the Haiti players that played against the U.S. 4 years ago in World Cup qualifying, their last meeting before tonight. Wambach helping for Christen Press to get to the end of it. The attempted scoop for Rapinoe knocked away. Wambach holds it in. And now Tobin Heath. Heath gets away from Cheville, but going to be penalized for a foul there. Not that she can believe it.
Well, she nutmegged the defender here, but then kind of gave her a shove to get her out of the way. I'm not sure that's a foul either. I kind of agree with Tobin Heath on that one, but it's not what I matter, is it? It's the referee's decision.
That was a 5-0 win for the U.S. 4 years ago down in Mexico World Cup qualifying. Abby Wambach had a hat trick in that game. Amy Rodriguez scored as well. 4 of the Haiti starters tonight played in that game. It's lifted over the top by Rapinoe. Too far for Brand. 3 starters for the U.S. from that game are out there again tonight as Holiday can't quite catch up to that, and Marseille sweeps it away. Also starting in that game for the U.S. the last time they played Haiti, Heather Mitz, who's with us in studio this evening in L.A. Second time we've seen a U.S. player kind of checking the air pressure of the balls. Holiday's flick, not going to find Press. Cleared away by Robuste. Rampone just intercepted.
Good idea, but intercepted by the Haitian player.
Marie Jean-Pierre has it again. Able to get around O'Hara.
She's a talent. She's coming off an ACL. Suffered almost 2 years ago, and she's fast. And she's one of their technical and dangerous players.
Rapinoe just poked away from Wambach there. Good defending by Bergela. Long run forward for Yves Gerville, the right back. Heath pokes it out for a throw. Gerville in for Boulos. Couldn't hold it up though. And Marseille sends it to the stands.
So for Haiti to get back in this game, they've got to get the ball, get some set pieces, look for anything that they can get the ball in front of the U.S. goal and hope for the best.
That ball's out for a throw. Press couldn't quite catch up to it from Rampone.
Well, O'Hara and Press both played at Stanford. They know each other very well, so you should be able to see them combining pretty good down that flank.
Back-to-back Herman Trophy winners as the top players in college soccer.
Right.
O'Hara, a goal scorer then, a right back now for the U.S. As you talked earlier about players who change positions throughout their career, Holiday taking it away in a force to blue shirts, finds Abby Wambach, trying to thread it through for Rapinoe. Back to her feet a second time. Now Klingenberg joining up. And that was overhit.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of patience there by Meghan Klingenberg. Yes, we have 2 Stanford players on the right flank, O'Hara and Press, and we've got 2 UNC players on the left flank, Tobin Heath and Meghan Klingenberg. So they know each other on the flank. I'm not sure that's the design that Jill Ellis
I was
had.
going to ask, because we can make jokes about it, but Jill Ellis has said she wants to build partnerships, particularly on the flanks, if maybe a little bit of that is somewhat deliberate, as Tobin Heath will send this cross in. Wambach is there, and the header just over the bar.
No secret with what the U.S. is doing. Get the ball wide, get it back post, look for Abby Wambach, but in that case, she just couldn't get on the end of it. So the U.S. is playing with their power now, not their, short passing technical game. It's more of their power. Get the ball wide, beat players 1v1 if you can, but then get it into the penalty area.
just here in front of Zulo. Jerville blocks the attempted flick by Tobin Heath, and those two wrestle each other for that ball. Referee's going to pull this back for a foul.
Those two have a pretty good battle going on the flank over there.
Tobin Heath scored 2 goals Friday against Guatemala, and it was one of the comments from Jill Ellis yesterday. She's really earning her spot up front because her productivity is up at a position. Well, Jill Ellis has talked about there are really 4 starters for 3 spots on the field.
Well, they've got a lot of starters on this team. I think potentially could be the deepest team the USA's ever had.
Rapinoe. That's Lloyd who's just onside, clipping it in. Tobin Heath on the back post, looking to cut it back. It was blocked by Jerville, and Santillas out to grab it.
But this is the concern that Jill Ellis has. They're just not being clinical enough in front of goal. These are opportunities where Lloyd could have shot, found Heath so that her angle would have been better with a shot on goal. They just need to be and execute a little bit better in front of goal.
Press up for Wambach. Now O'Hara for Rapinoe. Klingenberg driving inside. Zulu gets to the space. Lloyd able to keep that in play. The cross all the way to the backside for Kelly O'Hara. That takes the block, and that's going to be out for a U.S. corner. Their 4th of the game.
Well, you saw the U.S. both outside backs here. First Klingenberg on the left side, who found Carli Lloyd, and then on this side, Kelly O'Hara, who served the ball that led to this corner.
Rapinoe's outswinger. Wambach off the chest. Lloyd trying to turn. Shot was blocked. Jean-Pierre got her body in the way. O'Hara for Rapinoe. Another chance to serve it in. Rapinoe's driven ball. Not quite what she was hoping for.
No, she missed that one by a zip code, I think. But you never know with Rapinoe. She might have seen, 3 centimeters in the upper corner of the goal, and she might have been going for it. But I think she was trying to find Abby Wambach on the back post.
Engen charging across and clears that out.
So if I'm Jill Ellis, John, the U.S. has gotten their goal. Now I'd like to see them knocking the ball around, playing in a 1-touch, 2-touch rhythm, and with quick ball movement and speed of play, breaking down this defense, this bunker defense, and not just with big services into the penalty area.
Good header by Zulo there. Trying to set up a foot race, but Ashlyn Harris has it covered. Meghan Klingenberg is the only defender to have started all 3 games in the group stage. Heath cutting inside, finds Rapinoe. Lloyd in front of her. Lloyd is just onside. Lloyd to the byline. Lloyd's cross on the ground. Press was there, was blocked. Appeals for handball waved away. Lloyd, a second attempt to cross is blocked. Haiti, all 10 field players in a tight cluster in their 18-yard box, defending that last sequence.
That's better by the USA, though.
O'Hara's ball in. Wambach attacking it, and that's just wide. That was off a defender's head. It was Marseille. Darn near an own goal. It's out for a corner.
Better play by the USA. Here comes that cross. That's almost an own goal, just wide of the frame. But that little slip pass, getting Carli Lloyd close to the goal line, and now they just need to connect. Find the seam. It might be a deeper seam. Doesn't have to be right in front of goal, but find the seam for that shot.
Rapinoe's 5th corner of the game on the ground. The dummy from Engen. And it didn't get through to Lloyd. Klingenberg. Her service in. It's off Press's shoulder, it looked like. And Santillas scrambles across to grab it.
Coach Borkowski now wants them to try to control the tempo a little bit, slow it down, try to slow the U.S. attack down. If the ball goes out of bounds, walk after it, because right now the USA is coming in waves.
Klingenberg able to find Press. If she can catch up to it, she can. Numbers pouring into the box for the U.S. Back to Klingenberg. And a lot of players calling for that ball. Pass is knocked away. That was Boulos all the way back to defend it. Boulos again trying to lead a Haiti attack out wide for Zulo. Zulo up the line, flags up for offside on Leroux.
So you got to like the energy that the U.S. is coming out with today. They know that they're a better team than Haiti, but they're coming out, they're playing hard, they're playing fast. The next piece of the puzzle is to execute in front of goal and finish these really good chances.
O'Hara couldn't quite control that.
That was a tough ball to control there, John.
Tobin Heath now. The return for Lloyd was blocked. Falls right back to Heath. Able to get away for the challenge of Shearfield. Holiday switch out for Rapinoe. Great control for Rapinoe. Her cross in. Handled away by Marseille. Klingenberg first there. Press is calling for her. She's unmarked in the box for a moment there. Now they see her. Holiday trying to find Press. Flags up for offside.
You can see how good Lauren Holiday is to find the weak side. She receives the ball, looks quick, delivers a really well-played ball. Unfortunately, Christen Press is just a half step offside.
Now past the half-hour mark now at RFK Stadium. Carli Lloyd's goal in the 9th minute, the difference between the U.S. and Haiti. The final game of the group stage for both these teams in the Concacaf Women's Championship. As he plays it in for Press, knocked away by Marseille. The U.S. knows that with a win or a draw, they would secure their spot in the semifinal round, or they would play for a spot in next year's Women's World Cup in Canada. Haiti needing a win and needing to score twice in a win to have a chance of going through. Trinidad and Tobago right now, another great story in this tournament, led by Randy Waldrum. They are, as it stands, on their way through to a spot at their first World Cup as Rapinoe has it tackled out for a U.S. throw.
And what we've seen from the CONCACAF teams this year, they're better coached, they're more organized, they're fitter, and they're competing better, and that's why these competitions have been so tight.
O'Hara's cross from deep. Santillas just there in front of Wambach.
And that's the next piece. The quality of the flank service has to be better. It's got to eliminate the goalkeeper. It's got to find the personalities in the penalty area and give them a chance to finish.
Klingenberg up the line for Heath, and a bit too far for her to catch up to.
I'd like to see that ball played into Heath and Meghan Klingenberg get around her and overlap, draw some defenders, and you can use the overlap or take it inside. You got to move defenders. You got to make them make choices when you have a lot of numbers of defenders in one area. Make them make choices, play against those choices, and find the open player.
Look there, Samantha Brand of Haiti, one of the 5 Americans, actually born in California. Her parents are from Haiti. And like Kimberly Boulos, who's starting up front tonight, Samantha Brand, the number 14 for Haiti, after the 2010 earthquake, actually emailed the Haitian Federation saying, listen, I have family ties to Haiti. What can I do? How can I help out? And the response was, well, come play for our team. She actually made her debut in the World Cup qualifying tournament 4 years ago, played against the U.S. And it's been a regular for them since, as that's an opportunity now for Marie Jean-Pierre to carry forward. Jean-Pierre running at Engen, the shot blocked in the end. Engen and Rampone getting back. Zulo helps to hold it in. Gerville will get it wide. Gerville's cross knocked down by Klingenberg. And Heath clears it out, but the first opportunity tonight for Haiti to really cause any kind of trouble going forward.
And that's one of those unforced errors that we saw in the Trinidad and Tobago game that they tried to eliminate in Guatemala. And you can get away with that type of error here in Concacaf, but I don't think you can in the World Cup.
Zulo knocked off the ball, out for a goal kick.
Now Zulo getting the ball in the corner there, she's got to get something. A foul, a throw-in, a corner kick, she's got to get something.
Holiday's long switch, a bit too far for Heath.
So here's what I'm seeing. They've done good on the flank. They've got some balls in. But how many balls have we seen played into their number 9, Abby Wambach, who could lay it off, turn and shoot? We're not seeing that type of ball. And once you secure yourself with flank attacks, then the middle opens up. So right now they're dominant, but they're still not executing at the level the USA needs to execute at.
Meghan Rapinoe surveying her options. Clipping it in, that's O'Hara, made the run forward. Resets to the penalty spot, no one there. But O'Hara tracks it down for a second chance. Cuts around Jean-Pierre. Good tackle, though. She's taken off the ball.
Look at how hard she worked. She got 3 touches on that ball.
That was Woodley and Robuste battling for that.
I think Klingenberg should have already been on her horse as soon as she gave the ball to Lloyd.
Klingenberg has it now.
Look between them.
Klingenberg, chance to cross in. Header away by Borgela. And the outlet a bit too far for Zulo to track down.
Ball needs to move a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. Even though there's numbers back for Haiti and they're fairly organized, good ball movement. It's a probing possession. Once you probe in possession and you find the spot, you can attack, then it's speed of play, speed of ball movement, speed of player movement, and now you get numbers around the ball and break them down.
Well, it sounds like the U.S. bench is agreeing with you. Jenny Taft, what are you hearing down there?
Well, you guys, you're absolutely right. That's the only thing I'm hearing from the bench right now. The entire U.S. coaching staff saying, move the ball quickly, move the ball quickly. And Meghan Rapinoe yesterday told us that that's really part of the game plan. They need to get it moving to tactically break them down, to open things up, and we still need to see that tonight.
And it's interesting because, Tony, they're saying the right things. It's far from the first time they've played a team that's bunkering like this. Are you surprised that they're still having a hard time making it work?
Well, as I said, they're being dominant, but yes, right now I feel they're leaving questions in our minds. They need to be able to break this down. This is a little bit better.
Cutting back, Meghan Klingenberg. Crossing in, Meghan Klingenberg, header away by Marseille. And again, Haiti, by the time they get the ball, they've got no one upfield. All they can do is just clear it up and try to catch their breath.
Now that was all good, but we had 2 players back post, no option that could just been played into feet. Like this.
Press. Clipping it in for Wambach just over her head and out for a goal kick.
Here's that ball into Press. She turns. She knows that Abby Wambach's back there someplace, just over, hits it a little bit. Good idea. Again, but just lacked the execution that was required.
Zulo trying to get that for Haiti. Ulos tackles it off of Holiday. Holiday slow to get up. And Klingenberg thinking about playing this out.
Yeah, Lauren Holiday got caught in possession there. Fortunately, ball was nipped away from her. Fortunately, it didn't amount to anything for Haiti.
Press on the turn, crossing in, a touch, and it's going to be an own goal. Roselord Borgela trying to get there in front of Abby Wambach, but the U.S. celebrates their second goal of the game.
Almost the exact same play that Press had just tried on the other side of the field. Won the ball, little chip back post for Abby Wambach. Her presence creates mistakes, and in this case, the Haitian defender suffers the own goal. Actually, that came off of Abby Wambach.
Well, from our angle, it looked like it was straight off the defender, so my apologies to Abby Wambach for not giving her proper credit for international goal 172 of her career.
And I think that was Christen Press who played the same ball that she played earlier. This time she just put it in play. Good goal by Abby Wambach. Not surprised she scored with her head.
Over 70 of her goals have come that way. And now can the U.S. go on from this and really flex their muscle? He's cross knocked away by Rapinoe. Yeah, that was just the perfect optical illusion from our angle to not see Wambach get her head to it. And now Rapinoe has it again for the U.S. They had scored just one first-half goal in the 2 games before tonight. O'Hara's cross in. Sent us there that time.
Needs to be a better cross there by Kelly O'Hara. She needs to shape it a little bit. She needs to eliminate the goalkeeper. And she needs to find her target, in that case, Abby Wambach. I think it's an important goal that they scored here, this second goal, because they did not want to leave this half with only 1 goal.
Well, you talked about it, the game against Guatemala, 1-0 at the half, and then 30 seconds into the second half, how big that second goal was. This even better for Jill Ellis' side, just to try to leave no real doubt going into the break. It's actually the 13th goal Abby Wambach has scored in World Cup qualifying matches. Now past Mia Hamm for second all-time in that category, 4 shy of Michelle Akers. 17 goals in World Cup qualifying matches. Holiday's long switch, a bit too long for Meghan Rapinoe.
Yeah, that's special quality when you're talking Abby Wambach, Mia Hamm, Michelle Akers.
You would know.
Those are 3 of the best that's ever played the game. And you can see how, you know, she had to be alert to score that goal.
Haiti once again unable to get it upfield. Holiday, Wambach just poked away from behind by Marseille. Clearance only as far as O'Hara. Now we're a boost for Haiti. Boulos trying to keep possession. The U.S. though chasing all over the field. Plateau just able to keep it as Press was charging her down. Rapinoe's flick. Press's flick. That's going to be a handball on Lindsay Zullo.
So not pretty, but the pressure that the U.S., their endeavor to win the ball back as soon as they lose it is creating all kinds of issues for Haiti. And now a dangerous set piece. Rapinoe's over it. You don't need to have a scouting report to know where this ball is going.
Rapinoe, co-leader in assists in 2014 for the United States. Plenty of targets to choose from as she fires it in and just headed away. That was Marseille, this team's captain, setting it out for a corner.
Dangerous ball. Good clear by Marseille.
Holiday this time over it.
They've got 2v1 on the flank here. But the game plan is to get it in the penalty area.
Holiday's lofted corner. Wambach was attacking, as was Lloyd. Just a ton of blue shirts in that 6-yard box trying to keep it out. heavy first touch. A chance to come the other direction. Trying from way out as Ashlyn Harris off her line. That was Sherfield, the right back.
Yeah, there's just not a, there's not a lot of ideas when they get the ball over midfield. But these are the type of counterattacks that could be dangerous when you're playing teams at a higher level.
Rapinoe in for Lloyd. Good pressure, though, by Brand, and Carli Lloyd in the end had to scramble back to win it again.
It looks like the U.S. has gone to 2 center forwards with Press and Wambach. They've got, they only really need to be able to defend one player.
Here's Press now. And that's last off of her out for a goal kick. Well, coming up at the break, we'll go back to our studios in L.A. Rob, Heather, Leslie, and Eric with their thoughts on this first half, and look back as well the earlier game today, which was an awful good second half between Trinidad and Tobago and Guatemala. And what a remarkable story Trinidad and Tobago has been under Randy Waldrum, the challenges they've had getting geared up for this tournament. And now they are in position to go through and have 3 shots at their first ever World Cup. I'll let more on the halftime report coming up in just a little bit as Lloyd plays that over the top. Press trying to catch up to it. Marseille goes to ground and tackles it out for a U.S. corner.
But again, unforced error in the midfield by Lloyd. She did well to win it back and then found Press. Marseille got it out of danger, but the U.S. has another corner kick. And Haiti wants to get to halftime now without suffering another goal.
Rapinoe driving it right on top of the goal mouth and headed behind for another corner.
Holiday will take it from the other side. Here's that service. Back post gets the keeper in a little bit of trouble and actually very well defended. Get it out of play. Reorganize.
Sounds like we're not going to have any stoppage time at the end of the first half, so this is probably the last opportunity as Holiday drives it in, away by Marseille. The follow-up, miss-hit by Klingenberg. Heath trying to control. Heath trying to turn on the outside on Sherfield. Hard challenge coming in by Robuste. And before another corner can be taken, that's the end of the first half. Tobin Heath is down after that hard challenge by Robuste. The U.S. walking off the field in a 2-0 lead. But the training staff is going to have a look at Tobin Heath. She's held back to her feet. Continental halftime report is coming up next. We'll go back to Rob, Heather, Leslie, and Eric in L.A. After the break, 45 minutes down, 45 to go at RFK Stadium, and our score, United States 2, Haiti 0. And the second half just about to get underway here at RFK Stadium. United States leading Haiti by 2-0. The U.S. making a change. Heather O'Reilly is on to begin the second half. Meghan Rapinoe has gone to the bench. Lloyd immediately playing long. Wambach's header. Riley's first touch. And Press had it cleared away. Wambach holding it in. Crossing in. Heather O'Reilly couldn't control it. But immediately involved.
Tough first touch, but she's got to do better with that. Here's that back post serve from Wambach. O'Reilly crashing and just doesn't hit it cleanly. She wants to half volley that into the back of the net. But again, first touch of the game is not always an easy one.
All right, how is the U.S. changing things here with this O'Reilly for Rapinoe sub?
Well, O'Reilly's a flank player. She's going to get on the flank. She's going to be taking on. You'll probably see Press now a little bit more central. Maybe he's the number 10.
O'Reilly combining with Press. O'Reilly driving to the byline, lifted cross. Heath back into the mixer. No one there but Sherfield, who clears away.
Good attack, but I would like to see Heather O'Reilly find a ground seam between defenders so that somebody can just run on and bury it.
Great vision by Holiday there to get it wide for O'Hara. O'Hara gets the cross away. Wambach tried to flick it on. Santillis picks it up. Well, as Rob alluded to right before the break, the U.S. 45 minutes away from setting up a Friday night showdown with either Jamaica or Mexico in Philadelphia for an official spot in the World Cup. As Abby Wambach picks it up again, returns for Christen Press. Press trying to run at Borgela. Press able to get through, and Santillis swallows it up in the end. What do you want to see from the U.S. in these last 45 minutes before they do it for real?
More of this. Little 1-2 with Wambach. We didn't see the return from Wambach and trying to get in behind the defense. The USA played the first half with their power game. But I want to see the U.S. break down the Haiti bunker with just quality of ball movement, quality of runs, quality of play.
Heath inside for Press, able to control it. Press the return. That's Heath running in, just taken off her foot by Borgela. But the U.S. picking up right where they left off at the end of the first half. Just waves of pressure, as you put it, Tony, on this Haitian back line as Zulo gets it only as far as Klingenberg. Her cross lifted in. Headed across by Marseille. O'Reilly picks it up. Now O'Hara a chance. O'Hara driven in. Wambach's header just put off it at the last moment under pressure. Marseille came in and it looped up over the bar.
That collided with Abby Wambach just as she was getting ready to head the ball, which was a good decision. Knocked off Wambach's header. But they're still serving back post. There's nothing wrong with that. I would like to see them combine, get in, get end line, cut the ball back, find players, and finish some chances a different way.
Sure feel like being able to catch up to that ball out wide. Kelly O'Hara. Heather O'Reilly just knocked out there by Cloran Retzo. Quickly back in. O'Hara from the byline, the cross onto the doorstep, knocked away by Borgela. O'Reilly's been all over the place since coming on, and cleared out wide by Robuste.
Well, O'Reilly isn't getting the minutes she used to get with this team, so one thing you know you're going to get from her is incredible effort. And she's on the flank. She has the courage to take on and break down defenses individually. Didn't play against Guatemala on Friday. It was actually the first game all year that she did not play in for the U.S. As it stands, Christen Press remains the only player to play in every game. Becky Stauber the other. She's on the bench tonight. That cross just helped along by Borgela away from Press. So what we're seeing from the U.S. is a little bit now. There was a nice near combination at the top of the area. It was tackled away from Holiday. Now we've got some back post balls. We've had a couple players get end line, looking to cut balls back. This is a more varied attack, and I think that's important for the USA.
Klingenberg threads it in for Press. Con the spokes a bit there, couldn't do anything with it. Kimberly Boulos, who we were told yesterday was going to come off at half. She's only played 45 minutes in each of the first two games, and she's still out there. Good work by Brand on the outside. A lovely touch to go nutmeg on Holiday. And in the end, not the right decision, and a promising looking attack peters out as that was in fact Cherville who was making that run.
Well, it was a good idea, just not technically good enough. We might see Bobo this half because she is one of their most gifted attacking players, just not fit enough to play 90 minutes.
Klingenberg. Press holds it up. Press turns. Press cuts back. Fires over the bar.
Yeah, you're going to see this. This is well done by Klingenberg. She finds the feet of a front runner. Now maybe a little touch to Klingenberg as she's running through. Gets the ball deep. She cuts it back. Somebody walks it in. The U.S. is capable of playing that level of soccer. We haven't seen it in this tournament. And this is where I think Jill Ellis and the coaching staff want to get to.
Bulos had a touch, couldn't keep it. Holiday moving quickly. Wambach drives it in. Header away by Borgela. And Holiday unable to track that down. Well, that was something Lauren Holiday talked about yesterday at U.S. practice. She said Jill Ellis has a vision, and we've really embraced that. She said, I like the style of play we're trying. It's exciting. You don't often see it in the women's game. And she said we have to be able to break down teams like Trinidad, Tobago, and Guatemala and Haiti, teams at bunker. It can't be an excuse for us. We still have to find a way to do it. This is going to be a foul there on Bulos.
Yes, these have been the best bunkers that Concacaf have ever thrown at the United States. But these are not going to be World Cup quality bunkers, let me tell you. Many teams will play deep against the USA, but they'll also have the ability to play out quickly and counterattack.
Now wide for Heath. Heath cutting inside, holding off Zulo, returns for Klingenberg. Great ball. Meghan Klingenberg from the byline, only as far as Borgela.
But that isn't Klingenberg's issue right there. The runs in the box were not good enough. There needs to be, you start towards the goal, you pull yourself out, you find a new seam so she can play a ball on the ground, and it's, you know, point-blank shots on the goalkeeper.
Again, Tobin Heath. This time drives in the cross and set behind for a corner. Borgela got to it.
I like that ball by Heath. It's a bent ball behind the defense. You see a lot of own goals with those types of services, and of course, you hopefully get one of your teammates on the end of it for a point-blank finish.
Holiday can to take, in-swinger with her right foot, drives it in, header away by Marseille, only as far as Press, who lines it up. And that took a deflection off a Haitian defender. Another U.S. corner upcoming.
And this is why the flank service, whether it's set pieces or off the run of play, is so dangerous, because balls are not going to be effectively cleared. We saw the first goal from the goalkeeper not effectively clearing it. That wasn't effectively cleared. And if the U.S. is alert, they're going to pick up those second balls and get chances from it.
Now with Rapinoe on the bench for the second half, Holiday taking all the corners now. Deep to the back post. Whistle's gone for a foul. Big tangle of bodies there. You know, it's interesting, Tony, because you talk about this bunkering style. There was a time when the U.S. would play a team like Haiti and put up double digits against them. Why is it anymore that we really don't see those ridiculous score lines? They tend to be somewhat tighter games.
Well, for a couple reasons. One is these teams are better coached. Secondly, they're fitter. Thirdly, I don't think the U.S. has played and executed as well as they can in the final third in this tournament.
Heath with an acceleration, the cross. Borgela again in front of it. Another U.S. corner upcoming. Haiti have their first substitute of the game in the wings, and they will elect to make it. It'll be Kenzie Bobo coming on, and Kimberly Bulos coming off. Haven't had a chance to talk about her much. Interesting story. Another one of those players that kind of emailed and reached out after the 2010 earthquake. Her grandfather, John Frenchy Bulos, actually born in Haiti. He's a U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer. She's from New York. She played at South Carolina and Fordham and finds herself now playing for Haiti and replaced by Bobo as the ensuing corner comes in. Wambach up to get it. Cleared away by Borgela. Only as far as Klingenberg. And her ball ends about for a goal kick.
Yeah, that ball has to go wide to either Heath on the right or back to Holiday, who took the original corner kick, and then, you know, tack around the flanks. And she's Bulos is a delightful kid. We had a chance to talk to her. She's so proud of her teammates and what they've accomplished. And look, they're not backing off here. They're not backing off the #1 team in the world. They're competing, and they should be proud of their performance. Obviously, they give a lot away in experience.
O'Reilly back out wide from Wambach. Now O'Hara. Holiday. Heather O'Reilly in all kinds of space. From the byline, her cross takes a deflection. Robust, only as far as Klingenberg. Sensational goal First for the United States on her 19th appearance for Meghan Klingenberg. It's an absolute beauty. It's 3-0 for the U.S.
And again, those half clearances. And, you know, I'm so happy for Meghan Klingenberg. I told her, I said, take it inside and hit a Philip Lahm, and she did. Here's that half clear. Klingenberg is positioned perfectly, and this is just a clinic half volley finish. Watch the technique here. Half volley, toe down, find the corner of the goal. Fantastic goal from your left back, from anybody really, but what a fantastic goal from Meghan Klingenberg.
Now she's from the suburbs of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, made her debut in 2011 for the U.S. and didn't play at all in 2012, worked her way back in the team really the last 2 years. She was a member of that Teresa team in Sweden, featuring a handful of Americans that got to the UEFA Women's Champions League final this year before joining up with the Houston Dash in NWSL. And Klingenberg now is beaten to that ball by Borshela, but of all the ways to score your first goal for the United States, that's just about the best way you can do it.
Well, that was just a
Lloyd, an opportunity now
pure hit
to match her.
Now they all want to hit balls like that. But Meghan Klingenberg played with our U20 national team, the team I coached in 2008. She was our left back on that team. We won a world championship in Chile, and she's just a wonderful player, and she's going to continue to evolve.
Heath cross in. That's backwards from Marseille. U.S. into double digits for corners now.
And that's what I like about this USA team. They've got some young players that are nowhere near where they're going to be even next summer for the World Cup. And Klingenberg's one of those. Press is another one. I think Leroux has another level. O'Hara is going to continue to get better. It's pretty exciting for the USA.
Heather O'Reilly this time. On appearance 210 in her U.S. career. Plays a short, presses flick. Wambach with a back to goal. Back out wide for Heath. Heath trying to find some space in there. Awful lot of blue shirts. O'Hara's cross. That looked to be a handball. That's what the U.S. is screaming about. Player down for Haiti behind the play as the U.S. cycles it around. It's Yves Gerville. Gerville, 20-year-old who this is really her first experience with the national team is in this last summer.
She's had a good tournament. Here's that collision with O'Hara. Could have been a handball. O'Hara ended up landing on her. And I think the referee did the right thing to blow the whistle. The ball will go back to the U.S. here.
Weasley and Dulce, who Shek Burkowski, the Haiti coach, says is their most gifted playmaker in midfield. Held out tonight, a little bit banged up from their last game. And she's on to replace Robuste as the second substitution of the game for Haiti.
You know, the Teresa team, first of all, was coached by assistant coach Tony Gustafsson, and also on that team was Christen Press, Whitney Engen. So
Ali Krieger was a part of that team.
Ali Krieger, so it was a very, very good team. Unfortunately, the team went out of business at the end of the season.
O'Hara's cross blocked. Back in the center, Lloyd wins the header. Wambach on the doorstep. Second goal tonight for her. 4-0 to the United States, just past the hour mark, and now this starting to look like the U.S. would have wanted it at the beginning of the night.
Well, the U.S. have owned the flanks, missed clear, ball won by Lloyd. Wambach always ready in the penalty area, gets her touch, volleys it in past St. Tillis. And the U.S. has to be pleased with the consistent passion that they played with tonight. These aren't always easy games to be passionate about, but they played to their standard. They haven't held back, and give them credit because the Haitian team hasn't been that easy to break down.
173rd international goal for Abby Wambach, her 10th of the year. That makes her the first player into double digits in 2014. Hard work there, and that was Bobo going down. Referee unimpressed by as Klingenberg was defending.
Looks like the U.S. has some subs at the touchline. Sydney Leroux and Morgan Bryant.
And the U.S. will make those changes now. Now Wambach, 2 goals tonight. Given a curtain call.
Leroux going into the number 9 position. Leroux is another member of that U20 team that I coach, along with Alex Morgan, Kelly O'Hara, Klingenberg. So that team is well represented here.
Great ovation for Leroux. Morgan Bryant, who is a senior just down the road at the University of Virginia, the only current college player on this roster for the qualifiers, making her 14th appearance in only a year and a half since her debut for the full national team. And she's on for Tobin Heath, and the U.S. making their 3 subs.
And a wonderful talent. Got a great USA future ahead of her.
That one's lobbed over the top and out for a goal kick. Well, how does the U.S. move the pieces around here after these 2 subs?
Well, it looks like Morgan Bryant has gone wide, which isn't her normal position. Or maybe Press has gone back out wide, and Bryant has stayed kind of in the number 10 position. What the U.S. does, and that's why Joel says we don't really name a system, is they have great interchange of positions by their personnel.
That's Dulce working hard, trying to get a wide for Jean-Pierre. Well defended by O'Hara, and Lloyd picks it up. There's Leroux's first touch. Wide for Heather O'Reilly. O'Reilly cutting it back, Carli Lloyd. Great tackle by Marseille. Danger not done as Bryant picks it up a little bit under hit the pass though. Marseille intercepts. Errant pass trying to find Zulo. Klingenberg, bit too much for Christen Press. Well, for more on Morgan Bryant, who is missing college classes this week to be a part of the U.S. team, let's go back down to the field to Jenny Taft.
Well, you're right about that. Morgan Bryant is surprisingly closer in age to Christy Rampone's oldest daughter than she is to Christy. You mentioned she's a college student at UVA. She's studying kinesiology, not taking the easy route. When I asked her what it was like to play with teammates like Abby Wambach, someone she always looked up to, she said, at first, I was really nervous, but every single day of training, it gets a little easier. She feels like a member of this team now.
O'Reilly picking it up. That pass ends up getting through. Rapinoe couldn't block it. Leroux from the byline, her cross, Bryant attacking. Press follows up. 5-0 United States. Christen Press getting involved in the action, and the U.S. starting to run away with this.
Great mobility by the front line. You see Leroux has the ball outside, serves it in, volley is not cleared. Christen Press ready, knows what to do with it, off her left foot, and just passes it in to the back of the net.
Well, doing what she does, Christen Press, 71 goals when she was a Stanford Cardinal, the all-time record scorer for them. 42 goals in 47 games in a couple of seasons in Sweden. Was the leading scorer of the Swedish top division at her time. 6 goals in 12, coming back to Chicago Red Stars this year in NWSL. And now an even 14 goals in 28 appearances for the U.S. A goal every other game.
And her potential is unlimited.
Quickly back in by O'Hara, looking for Press, bit too far.
She reminds me of Alex Morgan coming onto the national team and how her impact was. And Christen Press is mirroring that type of great start for the USA.
Now, she scored twice on her debut at the beginning of last year. 12 goals in her first 18 appearances. It slowed down a little bit since then. But as you said, just another part of the headache for Jill Ellis to figure out a starting 11 in any given match.
John, you're right. It is a little bit of a headache because it could lead to some discontent. There's so many talented attacking players on this team. And Jill says it's an investment, not a rotation. She's investing in these young players because she's going to need them in Canada next year.
Well, Ashlyn Harris, an example. We haven't called her name in an hour, I feel like, as she got that clearance. Christy Rampone playing it across.
Playing in her, I think, her 299th cap. Oh, my God.
Press running on. Cutting inside, able to hold off the tackle. Press plays it across. Treville with the header. And then O'Hara commits the foul. Well, you bring that up, you know, Christy Rampone, 299th appearance to the U.S. tonight at center back. Made her debut in 1997 when you were the coach. And you were saying an interesting story about not exactly the pedigree coming in where you would have expected legendary, you know, more than a decade with the national team type player.
Yeah, well, I got a call from her coach at Mammoth College in New Jersey, and I ended up seeing her in a Central Connecticut State University Mammoth College game. She was a tremendous athlete and forward, and I said, you know what, let's give her a chance. And she was on a basketball scholarship, so she wasn't sure she could even come in with the national team. She, first time in, just like Morgan Bryant, she didn't talk to anybody. I think she was so intimidated. But you could see
Klingenberg's ball, trying to find Leroux. Santillis is there.
You could see the quality of athlete she was. And, you know, I said immediately I'm going to convert her to a defender. If she plays basketball, she understands defense. But never did I realize that she would have the career, 17 years with the national team, one of the best defenders ever to play this game. Fantastic.
Second only to Christine Lilly for most international appearances in world history, man or woman. Klingenberg and Bryan pressuring. Trying to take Borgela off the ball.
And the best thing about Christy Rampone Pierce when I brought her in was she's a class person. She's a wonderful person. She's looked up to by all the players on the U.S. team.
As that clearance is blocked by Morgan Bryant, Leroux picks it up. Klingenberg, the return from Bryant. Klingenberg's cross, takes a touch. Press able to pick it up, trying to turn on it, goes wide instead. Holiday cycles around Bobo. Engen, she was thinking about a shot instead. Great ball for O'Reilly, flags up, plays dead, it's offside. As Lloyd puts the shot right to Santillis anyway.
This is good ball movement by the USA. Right now they are so dynamic with their mobility, but you can see Heather O'Reilly just offside. She doesn't try to shoot it. I like that. She passed it to a player right in front of goal, obviously nullified with the offside call.
Bryan knocked away from behind. And just to finish that thought, Christy Rampone just heading the ball, 39 years old. Her oldest daughter is 9, closer in age to 21-year-old Morgan Bryant than she is. A fact which Rampone kind of had a wry smile about when we talked to her about it in Kansas City. Leroux chasing that, got a touch to it. Santillis can't control O'Reilly. Stepped on the ball and couldn't put it away.
Well, Heather O'Reilly would like this one back. I'm not sure why she tried to receive it. There's Sydney Leroux. She's playing for minutes. That's a great little touch into the center. Unfortunately, we didn't see the end of that, but Heather O'Reilly, I think, had just a one touch to put it in the back of the net. Tried to dribble it past the keeper and just didn't get the touch she wanted.
Roselore Borgela helped to her feet. Borgela was a part of the under-17 Haiti team that played against the U.S. under-17s really in the months after that 2010 earthquake in a qualifying tournament.
It was the first Haitian team to play an athletic contest after the earthquake. And Morgan Bryant, who's on the field now for the U.S., also played in that game.
Very poignant moment for a lot of the U.S. players who were in that game. Over the top ball from O'Hara. Speed from Leroux. Not enough, though.
Well, the ball was overhit, but I'll tell you what, right now, Sydney Leroux's mobility is incredibly impressive. And that's what you want from forwards. You want mobility. Those type of runs tear defenses apart, and she's playing with the mission. Watch me, Jill Ellis. I want more minutes.
Well, once again in this group stage, starting on the bench as she watches Christen Press start in front of her, lighting that fire.
Well, I was a little surprised that she didn't start instead of Tobin Heath. But Tobin Heath had 2 goals last game, and you know, as a coach, you always want to reward that type of performance.
Holiday. Back for Lloyd.
Here's my surprise, John.
As O'Hara gets away and finds O'Reilly. O'Reilly back inside. Good tackle at the end by Marseille to keep it away from Lloyd. That was Bobo working hard in the center. Dulce tackle off the ball by Bryan. O'Reilly again charging forward up the right. O'Reilly's cross in, flying header, knocked down. Leroux on the doorstep from the seat of her pants got an attempt off, and Santillas smothered it.
How about this diving header from Leroux? U.S. is just being relentless now. Here comes a cross. Leroux just selling her body to score a goal. And you love that from forwards.
Well, that was another point that Jill Ellis made yesterday. Saying, I want my players to run through someone to get to that ball in the box. O'Reilly lifting it in. Marseille's header to the back post. Press's volley is blocked.
You got to be careful saying that to Sydney Leroux. She grew up in Canada. She has this hockey mentality, and I actually had, when I coached her, I had to back her off a little bit because I thought she was going to hurt herself.
Well, she'll have a mighty spotlight on her at the World Cup. Sydney Leroux, born in British Columbia, played briefly for a Canadian national team before as a teenager, moving to Scottsdale, Arizona. Her father an American, her mother Canadian. She just wanted to play for the U.S. Thought that was the better opportunity for her internationally, as O'Hara's cross is volleyed just wide. And certainly Leroux, as Carli Lloyd just missing that. Leroux was booed mercilessly in Vancouver during the Olympic qualifiers 2 years ago.
Good cross here by O'Hara, one of her better crosses. Good run, near post run by Carli Lloyd, but not finished. Now here's my surprise. I thought I had about 5 minutes ago. Lloyd and Holiday have not been subbed in this event. And that must be because Jill Ellis wants those 2 players playing together so that they develop a chemistry that is very, very special. Because you would think that at this stage of the game, you might want to get a Julie Johnson in or another midfielder and give one of them a break before the semifinal.
Ball's going to find Press, her cross. O'Reilly's there. It's just kept out by Santillas. Danger not done. Leroux resets for O'Hara. Back for Sydney Leroux, who's offside.
This is relentless waves of USA attack. And Haiti's just hanging on here. Good save by Santillas.
Now relentless for the U.S., even at 5-0 up with 15 minutes to go. For more on that, Jenny Taft is down on the sidelines.
Well, Jill Ellis told us that she doesn't want her players to take the gas off the pedal ever. She said right now everyone's still fighting for positions, trying to prove themselves. She's not going to ask anyone coming off the bench to not try to impress. They're still fighting for those spots, and she wants every game to be full throttle.
Well, they're not taking the pedal off the gas at all. They are going for goals, and this is a sign of respect for Haiti. They are playing the best they possibly can play, and that's a sign of respect for what they feel about the Haitian team.
O'Reilly comes out of there with the ball. Finds Holiday. Just crowded out. Well, and again for Haiti, they wanted a respectable score, but they're not making it easy. They're fighting the whole way, competing. That's a word that Sheik Borkowski used a lot yesterday.
They are seeing the USA's best effort. It's not always the best soccer. It's pretty darn good right now, but they are seeing the USA giving their best effort, and they're, competing and trying to keep goals from ending up in the back of the net.
Foul committed there by Bryan. It's an interesting mix, though, that this Haiti team, you got a handful of players we talked about, like Boulos and Zulo and Samantha Brand, who are American-born players who one way or another qualify to play for Haiti, and then a group of Haitian players who, again, haven't overcome a lot of social stigma, let alone the economic challenges, let alone the challenges of daily life in Haiti, make these sacrifices to play for the national team. And Borkowski, the coach, telling us it was at first a little bit like long-lost cousins meeting each other. There was kind of an awkwardness amongst the team, but he said, you know, and in part because so many of them playing together for this FC Indiana team, now it's all laughing, it's all joking. They really feel together, and optimism that, you know, even after this tournament, you got Olympic qualifying coming up before too long, that this is the start of something they can really build with this Haiti program, as Brian just pressures that out and commits a foul in so doing.
You know, I think Haiti should be proud of their effort here. Obviously, they're somewhat outclassed with the pedigree of soccer that the U.S. can play, the type of athlete the U.S. can throw out there, but they have not backed off, and they said they wanted to get something from this game. They wanted to see the USA at its best and see how they compete against them, and that's a team that has a vision for the future.
It's so easy for us to almost be kind of flippant talking about challenges overcome for some of these U.S. players, and not that they aren't challenges, but for instance, Manushka Pierre-Louis, who's on the bench for Haiti this evening, actually lived in a tent city for 2 years after the earthquake in Haiti, before being called to the national team, getting the opportunity to come to the U.S. and play for FC Indiana, just have a better structure around her life, let alone her soccer. This Holiday trying to flick that on, just taken away by Samantha Brand.
Yeah, Haiti's been an inspiration, I think, for everybody that's been around the team. We met the coaching staff and the players yesterday, and they're wonderful young ladies, and they're playing for their country and their pride and for their own pride.
And as much as the story has been told with Trinidad and Tobago, all the people that have reached out to support them, a lot of support for Haiti as well. The Clinton Foundation saying they want to be a part of helping to fund this program. And we're mentioning a lot of Samantha Brand, the number 14 for Haiti, who's from California, played collegiately in California. And actually the youth coaches, or the youth teams that she coaches in the Bay Area in California, have been doing a lot of fundraising for this Haiti team as well, raising funds for instance, every goal that they score at the youth level, trying to help support this team.
Shek Borkowski said he's already heard from coaches and families that live in America that have Haitian roots that want to play for the Haitian national team. So the team is obviously touched a lot of people with their endeavor, their hardships, and also with their soccer.
The story for them will be ending here, at least in this tournament. Story very much continuing forward into the future. Had Guatemala gotten a win, as that's dummied on by Holiday. Leroux cutting back. Sydney Leroux off the post. Marseille's clearance back into the middle. Brian off the chest, knocked away by Bobo. Press out to get it wide. Klingenberg can't connect with Lloyd. Had Guatemala gotten a win over Trinidad and Tobago in the earlier game, would have been a different situation. Let's take a look back at this.
Well, a great dummy by Holiday. Sends Leroux free. She cuts it. And probably needed to go far post with that. The post saved Santillis in that situation.
Final 10 minutes here at RFK Stadium. The U.S. set now for a Friday date in Philadelphia with either Mexico or Jamaica. They've got an awful big game here in the stadium tomorrow night. Morgan Bryant setting us in from deep. Leroux up to get it. Easy save for Santillis.
Yeah, that's the biggest game of the tournament tomorrow night. Mexico, Jamaica, to get into the semifinal. You got to get into the semifinal if have any chance of getting to the World Cup.
Just offside there. 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night on Fox Sports 1, by the way. Mexico, Jamaica, who along with Costa Rica will be going through into the semifinals, and Trinidad and Tobago as well. The winners of the semis clinch their spot in the World Cup. The losers will play in the third place game for another automatic spot on Sunday, and then the loser of the third place game gets a third opportunity in a playoff against Ecuador. Two-leg playoff, which will take place in November. So as Randy Waldrum, the Trinidad and Tobago coach, put it to us before the tournament, you get 3 shots now at a World Cup.
And that's because of the good play by Concacaf teams.
Press driving into the byline, cutting it back. Morgan Bryan through the traffic.
I've been looking for that ball, that cutback ball.
Third goal of her U.S. career. Way better than being in class. 6-0 U.S.
Great job by Press here. Individual flair. She gets to the end line, finds the seam. Morgan Bryan times it great. A lot of players get into that space too soon. She held her run 2 or 3 steps and just passes it into the far side netting.
Well, the U.S. does not seem interested in stopping. Holiday playing over the top. A little too far for Press. All right. June is, in one sense, a long ways away. In one sense, it's not a long ways away. When that World Cup is going to start in Canada, we're starting to see what the U.S. can do. In your mind, Tony, what is this team truly capable of?
Well, I mean, I think this team, as I said earlier, I think this team has the greatest collection of attacking players, and I don't say that lightly because of the players I coached since that 99 team, without question, and maybe more depth in attack than any team the USA has had. But here's where they've improved. I believe they are now a good enough defensive team, meaning their back defense, to win the World Cup. I don't think in 2011 they were good enough defensively. As good as Pia Sundhage was as a coach, I don't ever think she got the defense quite right. They gave up 7 goals in the last 4 games in 2011. You're not going to win a World Cup. This defense now, with Becky Sauerbrunn, who's now a world-class defender, with the experience of Christy Rampone, with a young player like Engen, and then those young players on the flank, like Crystal Dunn, injured, not here, Klingenberg, O'Hara, Krieger.
Holiday playing it through. Leroux was just blocked off.
I think they have the defense that can win. I do think that there's questions in the midfield. I don't think the midfield is right yet. Obviously, Jill Ellis feels that Holiday and Lloyd are 2 players that are going to be in the midfield, but I'm not sure it's in my mind, it's still a work in progress.
Lloyd plays it out wide for O'Reilly. O'Reilly, great move to get around Rapinoe. And that cross takes the block. Santillas picks it up. That Haiti sub there. Shanna Hudson, California native, off. Genevieve Charles, native of Wisconsin, who's actually a 5th-year senior at Drake University, is on. This is Bobo, taken off the ball by Christy Rampone.
Yeah, that's the experience of Rampone right there. Timed it perfect, kind of just picked her pocket.
5 minutes to go as Lloyd trying to play for O'Reilly, headed out by Rapinoe. O'Hara coming forward. O'Hara cutting inside for O'Reilly. Lloyd not quite on the same page with O'Reilly. Slice clearance though by Borgela.
I like that soccer though, John. I think that's what this, we've seen the power side of it. Now they're breaking them down with just quick ball movement and player movement.
Holiday for Leroux, not able to get there.
I think if you're going to win the World Cup and if you're going to dominate the world, you got to first dominate in your region. That's what we're seeing from this game today. We haven't seen that in the previous 2 games. You got to dominate your region if you're going to dominate the world next summer in Canada. And we're seeing a U.S. team that's playing with unbelievable passion and, you know, with this, making a statement.
It looks like a team that was annoyed by the first 2 games and really wanted, just not even anyone else, but to themselves, want to kind of show something tonight.
Yeah, great statement. They didn't satisfy their own standard, and now they're playing to their standard.
Lloyd from distance, over the bar.
And she can score from there. There's very few players in the world that can score consistently from that distance. Carli Lloyd is one of them.
Scored a couple of Olympic gold medal goals from that type of distance. Holiday just skipping past Christen Press.
But getting back to this team, they will have the greatest challenge of any U.S. team ever in the World Cup because of the quality of other teams in the World Cup. Germany was down in 2011. They are going to be back. Japan has got new exciting players, and you know the quality of football they play. France is a phenomenal team with wonderful talent. And then you've got the likes of Marta in Brazil. This is kind of their last chance to maybe do it on the world stage. So there's wonderful teams that are going to be in the World Cup. The U.S. is going to have to be very, very good. But I still believe Hope Solo is the best goalkeeper in the world. They've improved defensively. They're attacking personalities. No one has the depth of attack.
Zulo knocks it away. Bobo has it now for Haiti. Engen fighting to win it. Gerville now. And also, too, we talk about the challenge the U.S. will have. They got to play an extra match as well. You got to play 7 games now with an expanded tournament.
Right, with 24 teams in the tournament, there'll be a round of 16 games. So basically, you're playing 7 internationals, and there might be an easier one because of the expanded tournament, but you're playing 7 internationals in a month.
And a very compressed amount of time, exactly.
And so that is, you know, that's pretty much what the men do, and it's a demanding travel schedule. Trust, the USA is probably going to have one of the more demanding travel schedules, so you have to have depth on your team. And the USA is building towards that type of depth and consistent performance, but they have a long way to go.
A lot of smiles tonight, though, for a team that had been, particularly after that opener against Trinidad and Tobago, awfully frustrated with themselves as Carli Lloyd is dumped to the turf and a free kick for the U.S.
Well, you know, after the Trinidad and Tobago game, I couldn't say to you a U.S. player that had a good game. Against Guatemala in the second half, Carli Lloyd picked it up. First half wasn't great. In this game, we could be talking all day about players that have had good matches.
Holiday drives it in. Good header by Marseille. Leroux knocks it back down. O'Reilly in the area. Leroux again picks it up. Press wanted to tee that up. Didn't get to her in time. Zulo intercepts her pass wide. Through ball, Leroux trying to get to it, just knocked away. Only as far as Morgan Bryant. Carli Lloyd, too much traffic as we have 1 minute stoppage time left to go in this one.
Well, this match, I think the U.S. has made a statement. That's not the most experienced team that they play.
O'Reilly crossing in, takes a block off of Rapinoe. But a statement they still wanted to make regardless.
Right, because if you were a team watching the Concacaf tournament from the rest of the world, from Germany or Japan, you wouldn't have been impressed with the U.S. Today, you can't help but be impressed with the U.S.
O'Hara feeds it through. Lloyd not going to be able to catch up. And that may just be it for this one. Lloyd opened the scoring in the 9th minute. Abby Wambach, the first of her 2 late in the first half. Klingenberg, Press, and Morgan Bryant adding goals as well. All smiles and laughs on the bench. And ahead of the one that will really matter, Friday night in Philadelphia, exactly the kind of result the U.S. would have wanted at the end of a frustrating couple of days. 6-0 over Haiti, and on they go to Philadelphia for a spot in the FIFA Women's World Cup. Coming up, in fact, just right now, we're going to go back to Rob Stone and company back in our LA studios for their thoughts on this one. A big night for the U.S. as this one finishes United States 6, Haiti 0.
All right, John, Tony, thank you very much. We'll get it right back out to D.C. for reaction and images as they continue to come in right now. And Leslie, you said at the break, best first half we've seen from the U.S. women in this tournament. Was that the best complete performance we've seen from them as well?
It definitely was. This was the U.S. team we're all used to. 90-minute performance. I love how many people stepped up, got some goals today. Meghan Klingenberg's goal, Morgan Bryan's, their flank play. They had so many balls in the box. This was the team that was sharp, was having fun out there and moving the ball 1 and 2 touches.
That's what we're talking about. I mean, that's the way to seal out the game, you know, and the subs came in, they made a difference. I thought all around, you know, you finally saw the U.S. team starting to knock the ball around and play the way they're used to.
A goal is a goal, and the U.S. had 6 of them tonight, Eric, but you're a little down on how some of those goals came about.
Okay, look, if I'm going to be nitpicking here, you want to see, you know, some sort of last goal. You know, there was only 1 assist tonight. There was a lot of help from this Haitian defense. I understand they put pressure on them. They put them in spots where they were uncomfortable. I was really happy for Brian to see her to find the back of that. But that was the best goal of the bunch. It took them a while to get there, but if that's a hint of things to come, that's good news.
Well, it's difficult to score a goal, Eric, when you've got 9 players in the box defending. So, yeah, they can work on their execution and their crosses to pinpoint someone, but it's difficult to score goals the way they're used to when you've got 9 and 10 people in the box.
I guess we should be perfect every time.
That's what the U.S. is.
You can be.
I'm enjoying this. Go on.
You can be better. You can be a little better, just a little better. Yeah, I'm just saying, not to nitpick, but.
You're on your own over there, pal.
Way to go, girls.
Okay. Keep on sliding on over here. I like it. 6-0, and you're not happy.
That's American.
America.
That's what that is, right?
It's been a distinctly American theme here throughout the tournament. The U.S. outscoring their 3 opponents here in World Cup qualifying 12-0. Goals from 8 different players. Coming up next, you'll hear from one of those goal scorers. She had 2 tonight. Abby Wambach, career goal number 172 and 173. Her thoughts on the win next.